What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBICD Primetime Capper, and this is Sweet Science. And today is episode 10, and I do have a very special guest with me today, and he is none other than Pomona's own Ernesto Tito Mercado. And now we can go ahead and say NABA silver champion as well, too. 8 knockouts, all and 8 wins. This kid is special. 5'10" and lightweight, but that's not where his career is going to end at. This guy looks like he's going to win a lot of titles, over 300 amateur fights as well too. Just accomplishments after accomplishments. Boxing has been his life, and man, it's always a pleasure to talk with you, Tito. How's everything going, brother?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain. Kind of almost still fresh off my victory. Been about 2 weeks, so I'm definitely grateful, man. I just can't complain, man.
Well, man, and you're 21 now, and so hopefully we still keep everything focused in on the boxing. But you can have some fun. You can have a little fun, but have some good fun. You know what I mean? Not nothing too crazy.
No, man, it's good too, cause even being younger, especially living in Pomona, I kind of had to deal with a lot of temptation, and I was always able to get through it. So I don't drink or smoke, so I definitely have fun the smart way, and the good way. So that's always a good thing. I know a lot of fighters or athletes, they definitely get caught up in a lot of whether it's drugs and stuff like that, and it kind of throws them out the wrong route. And I've always been straightforward, so I'm grateful for that.
Man, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing because, a lot of fighters, when they reach a certain age, 21, 22, a lot of these guys that are on Twitter talking all day and everything like that, they do a lot of things outside of the ring that are that don't really spell what a champion is supposed to do, but, that people have to keep up appearances and things like that. So, that type of, you can't tell anybody what they can and can't do, but to be like, to be great, you know what you got to do. Floyd Mayweather is a guy, hey, he might gamble a little bit, spend a lot of money, but one thing he doesn't do is drink, and one thing he doesn't do is smoke. And he never did that. And boxing was always his boxing was always priority to him when he was an active boxer. So I love that mentality that you have, that's your priority, and you know the things that you got to do to protect your temple.
Yeah, man. And at the end of the day, doing all that stuff is just gonna affect in the long run. Like you said, there's some fighters, especially in my division. I know a lot of fighters that do a lot of things that are a little skeptical. And at the end of the day, man, like you said, you can't tell them what to do, but once they get in the ring, especially when they get in the ring with me, it's gonna show. All that stuff that they did is it's gonna show in the ring. So, I mean, you know, I would advise them not to, but if they want to, I mean, that's just advantage for me. I've always been a clean athlete since like I said, man, I never took a sip of alcohol or any type of drug. So I've been clean since day one. So I feel like that's definitely giving me an advantage of a lot of these fighters right now that are doing things that they're not supposed to be doing.
And this is a kid from Pomona. They started doing crazy things when they 10.
Yeah, man. Not even younger than that, man. As soon as they start walking, they were right there walking on a blunt and stuff like that. So it's pretty crazy, man. But like I said, I was able to always kind of stay straight. So I'm grateful that I was able to, I had good people, whether my father always kind of keeping me in line. So I'm always grateful for that, man. I didn't fall off track.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Now let's get down to your latest fight. You beat Jason Velez. You were able to win the silver title and everything like that. How did the moment feel? And and all the hard work that went into this last training camp as well too? It just let us know how it was.
It was good, man, because I knew I was gonna fight a guy with a lot of experience. It was definitely a big step up for me. I know a lot of people were kind of a lot of people were thought I was gonna do great. A lot of people were kind of speculating that it might have been a fight too early for me in my career. Since if you look at all the prospects right now, none of them took a risk like that with a veteran fighter like that that's been there before at world championship level. None of them fought nobody like that. So it was definitely fun, man, because I definitely knew I had a lot of people to prove wrong. And I definitely had fun in the moment, man. I fought in Ontario, so it was kind of close to my hometown, so a lot of people showed through. So that kind of excited me as well too. And just getting in the ring with him, man, it kind of it was good, man, because it kind of showed me where I was at. Every single round, we went 6 rounds. Every single round, I dominated him. And to make him quit, ultimately, man, it felt good, man. It showed me where I was at. A world championship contender that that fought for the title before, quit on the stool, say he can't have no more. I think that showed a lot, especially with just having 7 fights.
That's amazing because it's showing that you putting in the time and work on the amateur side of things is making this first phase of your career a little bit more, is getting you a little bit more fast track to where you want to be. So with winning this fight, where do you what is the next step? Because it seems like that you guys probably will be fighting on a bigger card very, very soon. Is that the intention of your next fight?
Right now, my first priority goal is to, now that I have this NABA silver title, I got to defend it now. So that's my first goal, whether it's on a big platform card or not. My first thing is just to go there and fight. Like I said, I want to fight the best fighters, and the next fight, that we have kind of in mind, we want to fight somebody that's even better than the last. We want to keep just stepping up. Like you said, we're on the fast track in a sense because we know what we got. I know that I'm a great fighter, and the only way to show that is by going out and fighting fighters that they say that are great too. So I definitely want to go in and step up my next fight. It's gonna be definitely a bigger step up than Velez. I know that for sure. But my first priority is just to go in there and fight, man. Whether it's here or it's on TV, it doesn't really matter to me. I just want to fight.
Well, I know you feel, and see, the thing is, you already have a big game mentality. Like a lot of people have to understand that some of your fights have already been main events, and this is at your fight that was over at the Commerce Casino. That was a main event, and I know that the fight that you had over at the Hangar as well was a main event as well too. So you're already somewhat ready for that moment. Now, when this big moment comes to where, say, you might be booked for a fight over at let's just say, for instance, maybe somewhere in Vegas, like the Virgin or possibly Resorts World or something like that. How will that moment be, and how many people coming from Pomona that day?
Oh man, we're bringing everybody over there, and it's gonna be dope, man. I feel like it's gonna be a special moment because it's gonna be obviously a different spotlight that I'm gonna be, experiencing in my career. But ultimately, man, all these fights around here are the ones that kind of build me up, to that moment. I always, a lot of these fighters, they want to fight right away at the MGM or Madison Square Garden, but I feel like it's these fights right here that kind of make all the journey more special when you get that world title. You look back and you're like, damn, I was over there fighting in Commerce Casino, the Hangar over in Ontario. You had all your people with it, so it's kind of more of a special moment because you have all your people here too to enjoy it with you. And definitely. But when we go to the MGM or like you said, the resort, the Virgin, it's gonna be fun, man. Because I know a lot of my people are gonna show up, and it's gonna be fun to perform on those spotlights as well.
Well, I know that you had last time we talked, the audio got a little messed up. That's why I couldn't upload and everything like that. But we had a good little conversation about Ryan Garcia. How do you feel about his recent comments about the fight that he's trying to get with Tank Davis and the way that he went about it on Twitter? Do you think that was something smart, or do you think that's something that is something that you might want to back away from? Because sometimes when you're telling your true feelings, you might turn get people a little in their feelings. So how do you feel about that?
Man, the way I feel about the whole little Twitter beef that they got going on, back and forth, back and forth, they talk like they're a bunch of females. In my opinion, I think it's just too much. They've been talking over 2 years. They might as well be dating. I mean, they've been talking for a long time, nonstop, just back and forth. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really pay too much attention to it. I mean, like I said, they've been talking probably a little over 2 years, and still no fights been made. They say they want it, blah blah blah. I don't know, man. I feel like they're not really about it. Neither is Tank. I don't feel like he is, because if he really wanted to, I mean, he's the big dog. He could go over there and make it happen. It's not. I don't know why fighters keep making that excuse where, oh, he's down the street or it's the networks and stuff like that. I don't believe in all that. I think if you really want that fight to be made, it's gonna get made regardless. Whatever obstacles you are facing. But as far as Ryan, man, I don't know, man. He talks a lot. It would definitely, if I had a fight with him, it would definitely concern me a little bit, knowing that if we did sign a contract, that there might be a chance that he might pull out of the fight. He might make or whatever. Might say he had a little mental health issue, whatever. I don't down people on that, but if you're a fighter, man, and you sign a contract, you gotta go and show up and do your job. So it would definitely concern me a little bit if I had a fight with him, man, knowing that back in my head that he could go there and cancel the fight, and all that hard work that I put in just goes down the drain. So, as far as them two, man, I don't even know, man. I know that fight's not gonna be made, so a lot of people talking about it ain't gonna be made though. At least not
Well,
anytime this soon.
You know what? A lot of people got to understand. A lot of these fights are set for 2023. We're having a little bit of an economic downturn, a little bit, and it's hard to make just super fights right now in the states. You know what I mean? If you look at the way that things are working out and stuff like that, and like you just said, if you're gonna fight, you're gonna fight. It's that simple. And if the dollars make sense, then everybody's gonna pull up for it. But a lot of times in boxing, a lot of people got to understand that the promoters want to make their money back. So if they're not going to make their money back, they're not going to be pushing so hard for these big fights that the hardcore fans demand, because you have to have fights to where you can bring in your neighbor who doesn't even know what's going on in boxing, will be excited about ordering that fight Saturday. That's what I try to explain to people all the time, is that you have to make sure that outside, you don't be too mad at the casual fans, because they make these fights a box office fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, don't turn away no fan. And that's what I think. A lot of I think we're running into a big problem in boxing, where people get a little mad about folks that aren't as in tune to the sport as they are. And I think that's not fair to them, because then they'll just not want to participate. And I know you want these what they call fair weather fans pulling up on you at the grocery store talking about, Tito, let me get an autograph.
Yeah. No, man, no, definitely. And that's gonna be fun, man. But I'm enjoying it right now. That the time that I still got privacy, I don't have to worry about watching myself in the
Right.
grocery store. But no, man, like you're saying. But I feel like it all kind of leads up to it, though. These fighters need to go there and take these big fights, so they could kind of, even if it's not the money that they think that they need. Like you said, a lot of fighters like Floyd, he took the worst end of the stick. When he fought De La Hoya and fighters like that, when he needed those fights so he could build up his fan base. So he has the casual fans and all them tuning in to watching him. I feel like you need to make yourself a box office in that sense too. Not just social media and stuff like that. I think you need to go there and show the casual fans why they should go watch you, because you're gonna go over there and you're gonna fight anybody. If you go over there keep fighting, like the last 5 opponents from Ryan or Javante, you look at it, nobody knows. Not even the casual fan knows who they are. I didn't know who the hell Tego was, or the last. I even know who Mario Barrios was, to be honest, from Javante's side. If I'm being
Right.
honest with you, and that kind of shapes out the sport too, where there's not that much pay-per-view buys, because these fans don't know, they don't see the buzz around you. They don't see why they should go watch you.
Right. Right. Totally agree. Totally agree. Now, right now, have you been able to speak with, say, maybe Sugar Shane Mosley or Sugar Shane or Sugar Jr. at all, as you've been, just for a little bit of advice, since everybody's from Pomona and everything?
I haven't seen them recently, man. Definitely, every time we do see him, we say what's up. The most recent one I seen his dad though. I seen Jack not too long ago. My brother was finding the amateur fight. We said hello. We had a little good, nice little conversation. But as far as that, no, I haven't spoken to him recently. I know they're doing their own thing. I think they're doing some like training camp or something for just regular people. So I haven't really been in touch with them.
Now, since we talk about Pomona, you had a big moment in your career. I know it wasn't the last; it was the fight before your last fight, correct? Where you had
Yeah.
Sugar Free walk you out. How was that moment, and how did you guys put that together?
Man, we just had, like we said, man, we're deep in the community, so it wasn't really too hard to get in touch with him. And when we asked him, man, he was more than excited and willing to go there and go there and put Pomona on the map with me that day. And it was dope, man, to have just a dude that makes so much noise for the Pomona industry, and he's definitely, a lot of people know who Sugar Free is. He's definitely a household name, and to have him go there, and a person that I used to listen to when I was little, to go there and start having these little bits of moments where I'm like, damn, I'm kind of, I never would have expected, 10, 15 years from now that I would have Sugar Free going out there walking me out to one of my fights, and for him to go out and perform the hit song while you bullshitting, man, it was just all the more special, man. The only reason that I think that gave me more motivation to go and get the knockout, because I know he was right there in the stands watching. So it was definitely a special moment for me and all my people. I know we sold out the place, so everybody was over there bumping and Sugar Free, so it was fun.
Well, man, I feel like you brought him back, and Sugar Free got shows, all types of things going on right now. I said he walked out with Tito, and everything's falling in place the right way for Mr. Sugar Free. But that's a beautiful moment, and it shows that who you are in the city of Pomona, because Pomona is a city where I know that everybody sticks together. and things of that nature. But that's a huge moment for you, for him, and for the whole city. Even though it wasn't like on PBC on Fox or anything like that, it's still huge because we're in a very good state of where you can do big things in California. It doesn't. It's okay if you're local in Cali, just like they say in New York City. If you New York City local, you world local. Just like in Cali, I feel like you're a little bit more further off than a guy that's over in say Louisiana or Texas somewhere where you will get some love and you will get some FaceTime. So that's a beautiful thing that happened. And it's funny that we talked about it in our first interview that, hey, Sugar Free could walk you out one of these days. So hopefully next time we can go ahead and get some above the law members to walk you out to Black Superman or something like that.
Yeah.
Murder rap. You know what I mean? That would be beautiful to see that happen for you as well too. So when do you plan on fighting again? Is it going to be in the next few months? I know you're not going to be taking any time off like that. So what are you aiming towards fight wise? How long should we be waiting for your ninth fight of your career?
We're hoping maybe sometime later this year, like in December. But if not, early next year, whether it's January, February, I gotta defend the title. So, I'm hoping really soon, and we're trying to just get a great opponent, man. That's all it really is. We want to get a good opponent, give him his proper training that he needs. Give him a good week notice. A lot of these fighters, they'll fight good fighters too, or they'll give him a week notice. With no training. We give Velez more than 6 weeks to train. We didn't really care about all that. We want the best performances. We want the best fighters, and we want no excuses when comes fight day. So we just want great fighters, man. So hopefully, late this year, if not early next year for sure.
All right, man. So so we always talk about goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 18 months?
Oh man, that's hard, man. In the next 18 months, a lot can happen, man. I definitely want more straps around my waist. Later this year. Later next year. Just so I could go over there and force these champions to go over there and fight. A lot of them try to even duck their mandatory and stuff like that. I want most of the straps, to make myself the mandatory for a lot of these world champions to go over there and make them fight. If they don't want to they don't want to fight, that's fine. But I'm gonna harass them until they got no choice, or until they feel they just looking let that belt go. Because I'm gonna harass all these fighters to go over there and make these fights happen. Because right now nobody's doing it. So that's definitely what I want to do.
Well, if you have the power to do it, you gotta flex that power, man. That's some beautiful stuff. Now, I know you gave me a little bit extra time and everything like that, so I know that we don't have too much more time because you probably got 6 other reporters trying to talk to you today. Because man, Tito, since his third fight, has became that man. But we knew this off top. 300 fights as an amateur, very heralded. You could have splashed and signed with the match rooms, the Golden Boys, the PBCs, but you decided to do it the right way, do it independent, build the name up, build the brand up, and then be able to make your move. So that's just some beautiful stuff. Tito, let them know where they can follow you at and everything like that. And pretty much, man, and where you train at as well too. Maybe they might want to pull up and take some pictures of you if you got a public session or something going on.
Yeah, you can follow me at all my social medias at Real Tito Mercado. That's Instagram, everything. And then I train out at G2G Boxing Club right there in Pomona, California, off of Hope and White. You can also follow their IG at G2G Boxing Club. If you want to go over there and sign up, bring your kids, or you want to go over there and get some lessons, man, definitely it's always it's always something good to do. Whether you love the sport, you want to learn, or you want to get off the streets and stuff like that, man, that's definitely the place to go to. And you probably catch me there most of the time too, helping out the kids.
All right, man. I look forward to visiting you at the gym and us doing a gym interview with you at the gym, man. I look forward to it because I'm not too far away from you out here in Pasadena. So, man, I look forward to that day, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you as well, too. One of my best guests that come on in. I'm glad that I'm able to be a part of your journey as well too on your way to the top. So hopefully when you get to being a big champ and everything like that, I can be Howard Cosell and you can be Muhammad Ali. How about that?
That sounds good, man. Hey, I'm always real to people. I know where I come from, so you definitely be up there with me, man.
All right, man. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Because I want to make sure because you know how I seen these boxers get big, and then all of a sudden it's just like, well, you big time now, but it's all good. That's life, and that's what I tell people all the time is that folks are always going to have to take care of self first. And so, I love everything that you're doing. I'm a big supporter of what you're doing. And you guys make sure to follow Tito on all those platforms. And anytime he's fighting, y'all better tune in, because this boy is about that action, and he has nothing but a bright future ahead of him, man. And I really, truly love talking to you, man. And it's my absolute pleasure to always give you a platform and give you some time to speak.
No, man, my pleasure, man. I appreciate you giving me the time to go there and talk with you, man. And like you were saying, you definitely always invited, man, to come to the gym, get an interview, man, even get a workout in if you want to, man. So definitely all love over here.
Yeah, man, I'm over here. I'm on it right now. I'm heavy on a lifestyle change. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting maybe a lesson or two in with you guys as well.
Yeah, man, of course, man. You already know.
All right, man. So this is the Sweet Science, and I'm your host, Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Kappa, and I'm over here signing out with the real Tito Mercado, Pomona's own. And this is the Sweet Science. You guys can catch this on the YouTube, and you guys can catch it on the Ring on Ring TV as well too. So you guys make sure to keep following the wave, and we are out of here.